Hey guys, Crixley here for Red Carpet Report, and tonight we are at the Paley Center for the Eureka panel. So let's talk to the stars and the creator and see how much info we can pump out of them, too. Now, we're talking about the final episode, and a lot of the fans, when we posed a question to them on Twitter, like, if we were going to meet you, what would we ask you? And a lot of them were like, is there going to be a movie? So if there were to be a movie, and say that we would go back to a Eureka like a year later or a couple years later, can you pick one character, and maybe if this were to happen, what would that character be doing?
Oh, wow. Who do the fans want that one character to be? I'm just curious. Is there any kind of movement out there for people they want to see more?
Yeah, they were saying more. They were saying stuff about Carter and his daughter was one of the things that we had heard.
Yeah. I think if we do a film at some point, the only way that it will make sense to do it and feel satisfying is if we're telling a different story than we've done in the series. And I'm certainly open to it, and if I come up with the right concept, then I'll pursue it. I think that it would have to really be inclusive of all of our main characters, though, in order to want to invest 2 hours of a film in going back to that world.
Now, we've been asking everyone in the cast about their favorite guest stars, like whether they came in and shot for an episode or they were here for like 5 or 6 episodes or a couple seasons like Felicia. Yeah. And Wil, who was your favorite person that came in to do an episode or two?
I mean, for me personally, it has to be Stan Lee. I mean, I know it was just a cameo, but that was really fulfilling kind of a childhood dream of meeting your hero and having him turn out to be not just as great as you hoped he might be, but actually better. And he and I became friends at Phoenix Comic-Con, and within 10 minutes of our being together, he said, well, when are you going to have me on your show? And I just said, when are you going to come? I'll write you a cameo. And that was amazing to have him come on the show. I mean, that was really just a highlight.
Well, now, if you had a bag of holding or a bag that had hammer space, meaning bottomless, you could put anything you wanted in there. If you could take home one prop or an entire set from the show, what would be in your bag? What would you be like, yoink, I'm taking it?
I actually wanted, and I didn't get it because I was not quick enough. I wanted, this is going to sound really macabre, but I wanted the wall slab that Kim Yamazaki was burned into at the end of, in one.
Very like a Han Solo and carbonite type thing.
I was just going to make it a coffee table. I figured that we'd put some jelly bellies in the open mouth, and but somehow it disappeared over the years from the props warehouse. So I don't know where that ended up going, but that was the one that I wanted. The other thing I wanted was the motorcycle with sidecar from our Founders Day episode.
Is that the sky bike?
No, that was the one from 1947. The one that was Lupo was riding on that. I almost bought that, but my wife and kids looked at me like, and you're going to put this where? And so I said, well, in the dining room, where the dining room table used to be. And they didn't go for it. So,
if you could go back and redo an episode or do some tweaks to it and maybe make a director's cut version, which episode would you choose and why?
Redo an episode. In terms of an episode that I thought we could have done better. I think in season 1, Primal, which was the multiple Starks episode, I think that was the episode where we kind of crossed the line between science fiction and magic for me. And if we had had a little more time to work through that story and make sure that it made sense scientifically, I would have been happier about that. I have to say hi to Felicia over here. I'm coming over to say hi to Felicia.
Oh, I just hit you.
Sorry.
Did you punch her in the boob?
Well,
No.
Okay.
They are big enough, though.
Hi, how are you?
Is there anything that you would like to say to the fans?
Thank you guys for keeping us on the air for 7 years. I mean, this has been the most amazing experience, and it's really been a privilege for us to do the show for you guys. And we've had so much fun. I hope that you guys have had fun. And keep sharing it with your families and friends for a long time. And, the next things will come. I'm looking forward to creating a new world for you guys.
And watch Eureka on Netflix. It's on Netflix, folks.
DVDs come out July 17th, so for season 5.
There you go.
There's no better love.
Thank you so much.